Hello everyone, this is Tony at Tony's Mountain Creek Homestead. Today I'm going to be fixing a cabbage casserole. I've got 1 pound of lean ground beef on the stove already starting to cook. And this, I will be using a 1 quart casserole dish for this. The things I'll need, I'll use about half of this onion. I'll use 3 to 4 cups of chopped up cabbage and probably a cup or so of shredded carrots. I'll use some diced tomatoes and some tomato sauce. Get this onion chopped up. And this onion will be going in the hamburger meat that is cooking. Let me get it put in there. Get my Lowry's garlic salt and some black pepper. And this that I am cooking is not for me. Fixing this for my sons. I have returned to being vegetarian, and this was just some meat that was left, and they wanted a cabbage casserole, so that's what I'm doing with it. I was a vegetarian for a long time. My sister used to love to go to a fast food place and order me a hamburger with no meat and hot dogs with no meat. We live in just a small town. Well, the town's about 20 minutes away, but it got to where when we ordered the place to order, they knew who it was for. Okay, now I've got a cabbage over here. I've already cut it in half, and normally it takes about half of a cabbage to do this, so that's probably about what it's going to take. Let me get the core out of it and get it cut up. And yes, I'm having to keep one finger out of the way. It's bandaged up I was using a staple hammer. For y'all that don't know what that is, it looks sort of like a hammer and you swing it like a hammer, but when it hits, it shoots staples out. A lot of carpet installers use it to put down the padding under carpet, and it's good for a lot of things, but I was using it to put some insulation in these walls, and I was trying to stand up and do it. My leg gave way on me, and as I was swinging, so I got my finger. I took about half the fingernail off and the tip of my finger off. And it doesn't seem to be healing too good. I done it. I want to say today is Monday. Wanting to say March the 12th, and I probably did it either Thursday or Friday of last week. It still doesn't seem to be acting like it wants to heal up. When I get this cabbage sliced up or chopped up, in my casserole dish I will butter the dish on the inside. I will put down a layer of the shredded carrots, then a layer of the cabbage, and then the hamburger meat that I'm cooking, and then I'll top it off with another layer of cabbage. Pour the diced tomatoes on top of that and the tomato sauce on top of it, and I'll cook it in the oven for roughly an hour at 350 degrees. And at that time I'll take it out, and I've got some mozzarella cheese that I'm going to slice up, and I'll put that on top of it, and then I'll stick it back in the oven just long enough to melt the cheese. My son said if I had enough of the cabbage left, he wants some more coleslaw, so if I have some left, I'll fix him some of that. Through the week I try to cook for them as much as I can, because they both work long hours. My youngest son, I think his are 12-hour shifts, and my oldest son, they both work at the same place but different shifts. My youngest son, his are 12-hour shifts 5 days a week, and my oldest son is, I believe, 11 hours a day, 4 days a week. So, and my oldest son, he gets in about 1 o'clock in the morning, and my youngest son leaves to go to work not long after he gets home, because I think he has to be there at 3 o'clock in the morning. They both work at an iron plant. video now and finish getting this cabbage chopped up, get my carrots shredded up, and then when I get ready to come back and start putting it all together, I'll start recording again and show you the pan and how I'm doing that part of it. So I'll see y'all back in just a little bit. Sorry about that, folks. I forgot to start the camera back, but I've got my 1-quart casserole dish already buttered, the bottom and the insides. I've got 3 carrots shredded already in here, and now I'm going to put a layer of the cabbage that I chopped up. This will be full when you get it put in the oven, but it will cook down. Okay, got that, and now I'll put the ground beef and onions that I've got on it. And sometimes with this I'll use a 2-quart casserole dish, and I'll put down my carrots and I'll slice some potatoes like I was going to fry them. I'll put some of them in it, and then I'll slice some onions and lay a layer of onions, and then my cabbage and the meat mixture, and then top it off with another layer of cabbage and the tomatoes and tomato sauce. And this time the pan's probably going to be full. I can get the tomatoes on there. Sometimes if I get the pan too full, I'll let it cook for a little while and cook down, and then add the tomatoes. We'll see. I might can get the tomatoes in there. If not all of them, I'll get part of them in there. Might ought to turn the oven on, that'd help it cook. Okay, and I've got the oven on 350. Put the top back on the rest of this cabbage. And if you don't like tomatoes, you can leave this off and add something that you like to the top of it. I have used pizza sauce and spaghetti sauce, but I will cover this when I put it in the yeah, I'm gonna have to let this cook down some before I add the rest of the tomatoes, because I've still got to put another thing of cabbage on top of it, another layer. So I'll do that, and then I'll put the lid on it and let it cook down, and then I'll add the rest of the tomatoes and the tomato sauce. And if you don't cover it, your top layer of cabbage will burn. Okay. Now, get this in the oven and get it to cooking. And yes, my memory is shot nowadays, so I do have a little wind up timer that I use when I'm cooking something, because if not, I will forget it. Alright, well, I'll check back in with y'all when I get ready to, when it's cooked down a little bit and I get ready to add the rest of the tomatoes and the tomato sauce to it.